What the Detroit Pistons have done in the span of 2 seasons feels almost impossible. Teams that win 14 games don't suddenly burst out of the gate with a 13-2 start. They don't rattle off 11 straight wins. They don't climb into the upper tier of the league on defense, or look like one of the most physical, relentless groups in all of basketball. But Detroit has done exactly that, and they've done it while dealing with injuries that should have wrecked them before the season ever had a chance to settle. Cade Cunningham, Assar Thompson, Tobias Harris, Jaden Ivey, Isaiah Stewart, and even Jaylen Duren have all missed time, with Ivey not having played a minute yet. None of it mattered. They kept winning. They kept growing. And slowly, almost quietly, a former laughingstock of professional sports has transformed into a legitimate powerhouse. What makes this story even more insane is that Detroit didn't just get better, they found a brand new identity. They fight for every inch of the floor. They dominate the paint. They force mistakes. They turn games into tests of endurance. They currently sit second in the league in defensive rating, holding opponents to barely over 109 points per 100 possessions. They're also second in the half-court defensively, shutting down teams with an elite system built around physicality, communication, and relentless pressure. They force turnovers at a rate few teams can handle, and everything funnels into their strengths. They take away the middle. They smother passing lanes. They disrupt drives before they even begin. Nothing comes easy. Nothing feels comfortable. Every possession is a battle of wills, and Detroit almost always dictates the terms. Assar Thompson, barely a year into his NBA journey, already looks like one of the best defenders in the entire league, a terror at the point of attack. Cade Cunningham and Dyson Jenkins use their size and discipline to erase angles, while players like Javonte Green bring the kind of chaos that derails fully formed offenses. Then there are the anchors, Jaylen Duren and Isaiah Stewart, cleaning up every late rotation, every attempt at a rescue pass, every desperate runner at the rim. Detroit doesn't just defend, they suffocate. Their system is designed to drain life out of opponents across an entire game, and the film backs it up. This is a team built on sustainable habits, effort, and structure, not luck. And the most surprising improvement isn't even the defense. It's how much Detroit has grown offensively. Last season, the moment a game slowed down, the Pistons were finished. They had spacing but no reliable secondary creators, no real structure to lean on, and no path to create consistent scoring opportunities. That weakness is evaporating. The Pistons now sit comfortably in the middle of the league in half-court offense, something that would have sounded delusional 2 years ago. Cade Cunningham and Jaylen Duren have turned the pick and roll into one of the deadliest weapons in basketball. Cade commands the floor with the poise of a veteran star and the force of a rising MVP candidate. Duren has transformed from a lob threat into an offensive engine capable of breaking defenses with power, instinct, and skill. Cade is clearly pushing toward superstardom. 27 points a night, nearly 10 assists, almost 6 rebounds, over a steal, and all while shooting poorly from deep. Yet even without his jumper falling, he controls games. He overwhelms smaller guards with strength. He outmaneuvers bigger defenders with quickness. And in the fourth quarter, he becomes something else entirely. He slows down the floor, lifts the weight of late-game possessions, and delivers whatever Detroit needs: floaters, mid-range pull-ups, drives through traffic, and momentum-shifting finishes at the rim. His turnovers are down even with increased usage, and his decision-making against traps is sharper than ever. If he finds his jumper, the MVP conversation won't just invite him, it will require his name. Then there's the breakout no one predicted. Jaylen Duren has become a force of nature at both ends of the floor, a 21-year-old big man playing with the efficiency and skill of a seasoned star. Over 20 points and 12 rebounds per game on absurd efficiency. Dominating the paint. Punishing switches. Exploding in transition. But the biggest leap is his ability to make decisions on the move. He's reading defenses, attacking mismatches, finishing through contact, and calmly navigating short-roll situations like someone much older. The mix of power and touch, aggression and patience, makes him one of the most dangerous interior presences in the NBA. And if this is his floor, then Detroit's timeline just accelerated by years. What truly elevates Detroit into contender territory is their depth. The supporting cast wasn't supposed to matter this much, yet here they are, changing the ceiling of the team. Duncan Robinson has reinvented himself as both a sniper and a surprisingly effective defender. Jenkins is perhaps the most unexpected breakout in the league, turning a two-way role into a legitimate starting-caliber season built on shot-making, passing, tempo, and toughness. Assar remains a non-shooter but does everything else at an elite level: rebounding, cutting, defending, facilitating. Even deep bench players like Javonte Green and Chaz Lanier have stepped in and provided meaningful minutes, playing the kind of smart, mistake-free basketball that winning teams rely on. And the wildest part is this team still hasn't played a single game fully healthy. Tobias Harris, Jaden Ivey, and Isaiah Stewart haven't been on the floor together. That alone hints at an even higher ceiling. With major players in the East dealing with injuries and internal problems, the conference feels wide open. Detroit's defense is legitimate. Their system is real. Their stars are rising. Their role players fit. And their identity is forming before everyone's eyes. The real question isn't whether Detroit is good. It's how good they can become once everything clicks. The half-court offense will be key, and a lot of that hinges on Cade reclaiming his outside shot. If defenses are forced to respect his pull-up again, the entire structure opens. Until then, Detroit is already a playoff team, a dangerous young group whose championship window might arrive far sooner than anyone predicted. The league is officially on notice. The Pistons aren't a feel-good story. They're a problem. And as Detroit rises, another contender is waking up in the West. The Lakers are getting healthy, finding rhythm, and maybe building something just as dangerous, especially with LeBron returning at full strength. If you want to see how their resurgence compares to Detroit's rise, make sure you check out the full breakdown coming next. If you enjoyed this deep dive, let me know in the comments how far you think Detroit can go this season. Are Cade and Duren already one of the best young duos in the NBA? And do you believe the Pistons can make a real run in the East? Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another breakdown.